Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A wrong action attributable to bad judgment or ignorance or inattention. He made a bad mistake. Identify incorrectly. Don't mistake her for her twin sister. An understanding of something that is not correct. He wasn't going to admit his mistake. Part of a statement that is not correct. To make a mistake or be incorrect. A misconception resulting from incorrect information. A wrong action attributable to bad judgment or ignorance or inattention. She was quick to point out my errors. Baseball. A failure of a defensive player to make an out when normal play would have sufficed. Inadvertent incorrectness. Part of a statement that is not correct. The book was full of errors. Departure from what is ethically acceptable. Computer science. The occurrence of an incorrect result produced by a computer. A wrong action attributable to bad judgment or ignorance or inattention. I could understand his English in spite of his grammatical faults. An imperfection in an object or machine. The quality of being inadequate or falling short of perfection. He knew his own faults much better than she did. Geology. A crack in the Earth's crust resulting from the displacement of one side with respect to the other. They built it right over a geological fault. Put or pin the blame on. Electronics. Equipment failure attributable to some defect in a circuit, loose connection or insulation failure or short circuit, etc. It took much longer to find the fault than to fix it. Responsibility for a bad situation or event. It was John's fault. Sports. A serve that is illegal, e.g., that lands outside the prescribed area. He served too many double faults. Identify incorrectly. An understanding of something that is not correct. An understanding of something that is not correct. There must be some misunderstanding. I don't have a sister. Putting the wrong interpretation on. Wander from a direct course or at random. To make a mistake or be incorrect. Move obliquely or sideways, usually in an uncontrolled manner. Move stealthily. The ship slipped away in the darkness. The act of avoiding capture, especially by cunning. Bed linen consisting of a cover for a pillow. An unexpected slide. A flight maneuver. Aircraft slides sideways in the air. A slippery smoothness. A socially awkward or tactless act. A part, sometimes a root or leaf or bud, removed from a plant to propagate a new plant through rooting or grafting. Move out of position. A small sheet of paper. A receipt slip. An accidental misstep threatening, or causing, a fall. He blamed his slip on the ice. A minor inadvertent mistake usually observed in speech or writing or in small accidents or memory lapses, etc. A place where a craft can be made fast. Pass out of one's memory. Pass on stealthily. He slipped me the key when nobody was looking. Artifact consisting of a narrow flat piece of material. To make a mistake or be incorrect. A woman's sleeveless undergarment. Get worse. My grades are slipping. A young and slender person. He's a mere slip of a lad. Cause to move with a smooth or sliding motion. He slipped the bolt into place. Insert inconspicuously or quickly or quietly. He slipped some money into the waiter's hand. Move easily. Slip into something comfortable. Move smoothly and easily. The bolt slipped into place. Potter's clay that is thinned and used for coating or decorating ceramics. An act that does not achieve its intended goal. An act that does not achieve its intended goal. Give the name or identifying characteristics of. Refer to by name or some other identifying characteristic property. Identify as in botany or biology, for example. Recognize as being. Establish the identity of someone or something. Conceive of as united or associated. Consider oneself as similar to somebody else. Consider to be equal or the same. An incorrect conception. A statement that contains a mistake. An embarrassing mistake. A flower that blooms in a particular way. A night bloomer. An embarrassing mistake. An act that brings discredit to the person who does it. He made a huge blot on his copybook. A blemish made by dirt. Make a spot or mark onto. Dry ink with blotting paper. Commit a faux pas or a fault or make a serious mistake. I blundered during the job interview. Utter impulsively. He blundered his stupid ideas. An embarrassing mistake. Make one's way clumsily or blindly. An embarrassing mistake. An embarrassing mistake. Make a mess of, destroy or ruin. I botched the dinner and we had to eat out. An embarrassing mistake. Make a mess of, destroy or ruin. An embarrassing mistake. Spoil by behaving clumsily or foolishly. I bungled it. Something badly botched or muddled. A feeling of embarrassment that leaves you confused. A mental state characterized by a lack of clear and orderly thought and behavior. A confusion of impressions. A mistake that results from taking one thing to be another. He changed his name in order to avoid confusion with the notorious outlaw. An act causing a disorderly combination of elements with identities lost and distinctions blended. The confusion of tongues at the Tower of Babel. Disorder resulting from a failure to behave predictably. The army retreated in confusion. A change for the worse. The act of distorting something so it seems to mean something it was not intended to mean. A shape resulting from distortion. An optical phenomenon resulting from the failure of a lens or mirror to produce a good image. A change, usually undesired, in the waveform of an acoustic or analog electrical signal. The difference between two measurements of a signal, as between the input and output signal. Heavy metal guitar players use vacuum tube amplifiers to produce extreme distortion. The mistake of misrepresenting the facts. Something badly botched or muddled. Make a mess of, destroy or ruin. An embarrassing mistake. The trait of acting stupidly or rashly. A stupid mistake. Foolish or senseless behavior. The quality of being rash and foolish. Trying to drive through a blizzard is the height of folly. The trait of acting stupidly or rashly. A stupid mistake. The quality of being rash and foolish. Adjusting to an insane society is total foolishness. An embarrassing mistake. An embarrassing mistake. Someone who makes mistakes because of incompetence. A stupid mistake. Retardation more severe than a moron but not as severe as an idiot.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.